in the face of an explosive surge in cyber attacks and simultaneously decelerating security budgets, the traditional approach to cyber defense is fundamentally broken. This briefing compiles critical intelligence, drawing on insights from the World Economic Forum, WEF, Reuters, and high-profile incidents to outline the strategic pivot required for operational resilience and long-term shareholder value. The challenge is no longer about buying more security. It's about investing in smarter, more automated, and identity-centric resilience. The unavoidable crisis, a perfect storm of risk and constraint. Signal 1. The widening productivity gap. The core tension in modern cyber defense is quantifiable. Attack volume is soaring, while budget growth is stalling. Attack surge. Weekly attacks per organization have exploded, more than doubling from 818 in Q2 2021 to 1,984. Budget slowdown. In stark contrast, budget growth is projected to plummet from a 17% increase in 2022 to just 4% by 2025. This chasm necessitates a radical shift to efficiency and automation. Simply increasing headcount or stacking non-integrated tools is no longer a viable financial or operational strategy. Signal 2. The weaponization of generative AI, GenAI. The threat landscape is rapidly adapting to technological advancements, rendering the human factor the most critical vulnerability, the attacker's edge. Threat actors are leveraging GenAI to accelerate and enhance operations, including target selection, sophisticated spear phishing, ransom optimization, and the automated production of highly effective malicious code, the weakest link. As automation closes technology gaps, the focus must shift to identity and access management, IAM. Protecting identities and access credentials is now the single highest ROI defense mechanism against GenAI-fueled attacks. Signal 3. Deepfakes as an operational financial risk. Deepfake technology has moved beyond theoretical risk and become a high-impact operational threat, directly targeting executive financial processes. High-stakes fraud. Incidents like the $25 million transfer at Arup, facilitated by deepfakes impersonating the CFO and executives, and the thwarted CEO voice deepfake attempt at Ferrari, confirm that deepfakes are operational. Mandate. Financial approval and payment authorization chains must be urgently redesigned to incorporate multi-channel live verification protocols that cannot be spoofed by sophisticated synthetic media. Signal 4. Single events erasing quarterly profitability. Cyber attacks are no longer merely IT events. They are business continuity disasters with direct, massive, and immediate profit implications. The M&S lesson. Following an April attack, M&S was forced to halt online ordering for 15 weeks, publicly citing a potential $300 million impact on profit. Mandate. This incident crystallizes that operational resilience and managing critical supplier dependencies must be elevated to the highest executive and board level. Signal 5. Supply chain concentration risk in critical infrastructure. The reliance on common shared IT suppliers creates a massive concentration risk, making critical services vulnerable to single points of failure. Global single point of failure. The September 19th incident in Europe, where check-in and baggage systems at multiple airports were simultaneously targeted, revealed the systemic risk of dependence on a shared IT vendor. Mandate. Risk management must shift from individual vendor risk to concentration risk, demanding mandatory executive KPIs for the resilience and failure scenarios of the top 5 critical third parties. The strategic pivot: governance, investment, and execution. The confluence of skyrocketing attacks and stagnant budgets demands more than incremental change. It requires a strategic pivot across governance, investment, and operational execution. Organizations must embrace a 3-part shift to secure long-term resilience. 1. Re-engineering governance for the AI era. Cyber risk is now an existential business risk, demanding that oversight moves from the IT department to the boardroom. First, leaders must quantify their risk appetite by framing it in terms of operational continuity. Tolerances must be business-linked. For example, defining critical process outage exceeding T plus 24 hours as unacceptable. This translates abstract cyber risk into tangible shareholder value metrics, forcing a direct link between security failures and potential profit erosion, as seen in the M&S incident. Second, AI-era governance requires a complete update. Boards must establish a standard for quarterly threat briefings that go beyond compliance to focus on strategic risk, specifically deepfake financial fraud, AI-sourced data leakage, and critical SaaS dependencies. Given the global talent shortage, this governance must also mandate executive decisions on outsourcing and automation plans to close the talent gap. Finally, managing the new wave of regulation, DORA, CRA, EU AI Act, must be treated as a strategic roadmap, not merely a compliance checklist. Investments should be prioritized toward tools and processes, identity, incident management, supplier proofs that generate audit-ready evidence, ensuring that regulatory adherence directly fuels robust defense. Crucially, the management of supply chain concentration risk, as highlighted by the airport incidents, must be an explicit executive KPI, demanding mandatory joint exercises for the top 5 critical third parties. 2. Intelligent investment strategy: smarter, not more. With limited budget growth, projected 4% by 2025, security investment must shift from volume to precision. Every dollar must target 3 measurable outcomes: reducing identity-based breaches, shortening the detection response time, MTTR, and achieving RTO/RPO goals for business-critical functions. The highest strategic allocation, around 30–35%, must be directed toward identity and access security. This is where the highest return on investment, ROI, lies, because it directly counters the human weak link and GenAI-fueled phishing attacks. This includes implementing phishing-resistant MFA, establishing just-in-time access, and deploying identity threat detection and response, ITDR. A significant portion, 20–25%, should fund endpoint/XDR and automation to achieve scale and speed. Investment here means empowering security operations centers, SOCs, with automated incident enrichment and robust SOAR playbooks to drastically cut MTTR, improving efficiency without adding headcount. Another key allocation, 15–20%, must focus on data and backup resilience. The lesson from high-profile outages is that the strategy must be recover instead of pay. This requires mandated immutable backup solutions and capabilities for rapid recovery, transforming the data protection function into a core business continuity defense. 3. Rapid operational maturity. Execution with the PPT framework strategic vision is meaningless without rapid, measurable execution. A focused 90-day sprint plan, guided by the People Process Technology PPT framework, should drive immediate gains. Process redesign. The Arup deepfake case makes a payment approval redesign the top priority. This sprint must map deepfake scenarios and implement two-channel verification. For example, voice followed by text confirmation and automated holds for any suspicious, out-of-pattern payment requests. Simultaneously, ransomware resilient business continuity must be validated through monthly backup-to-recovery drills for critical processes, treating RTO targets as non-negotiable business KPIs. People and culture. A deepfake-aware culture must be established specifically for finance and procurement by implementing live challenge protocols during high-value transactions. This should be supported by context-specific micro-training and a clear AI usage policy to prevent employees from inadvertently leaking sensitive data into public GenAI models. Technology foundation. The technology sprint must aim for an identity-first architecture, pushing for 100% coverage of phishing-resistant MFA. The data is unequivocal. Cyber defense requires a strategic retreat from reactive, spending-led measures toward a risk-centric, identity-first, and automation-supported model. For the executive leadership, this means linking risk appetite to tangible operational targets, integrating emerging risks, AI, deepfake, supply chain concentration into governance, and enforcing a measurable roadmap across people, process, and technology. The time for incremental adjustment is over. Only a radical pivot toward verifiable resilience will sustain profitability and protect shareholder value in the AI-accelerated threat landscape.